Welcome back, everyone. We'll be taking the mirror into the journalistic work, especially during election process. We've been joined this morning by a senior journalist, Osrc, joins us for this conversation. Good morning. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good to be here. Well, I would not like to shy away from what led to this conversation, and that's where we'll be starting this conversation from. Isn't it barbaric to find a report, decorum, decency, and candor, and going all out to attack journalists during electioneering processes? As you bothered?
Indeed, I read about that incident because the most unfortunate thing is that the man that thing happened to, I mean the journalist that it happened to, is an assistant editor-in-chief in news agency.
Even if he's a corporate reporter.
No, I'm just putting this on. You can imagine
that's right.
And then the age. So, and he's even older than this commissioner that attacked him. Yeah, he's older than him. And the most unfortunate thing was that the guy somehow, you understand, he even denied that he hit the man. So are you telling me that someone will not know, no matter how young, he will not know who hit him? No, like kids. One thing I know about children, they are so innocent. If two people hit a girl, let's put it that way, or a child of 6, if you ask him or her, he will tell you who first hit him among the two. Now, how much more an elderly person? Are you now saying he doesn't know who hit him? He doesn't know when someone hits him. He hit him at his bicep region. And the guy told us. So you are now denying it. You are saying you didn't hit him. Then you are saying maybe your boys. You understand? Now, who are your boys? Is it not your body language that your boys will read before hitting him? They collected his phone. They destroyed the camera of that phone. They were insisting that he should delete what he recorded. It's so annoying. And it's unfortunate. Though NUJ had taken some step, but I wouldn't actually go with that resolution. The guy should be punished, and so that he will serve as deterrent to others. And that, see, it's just because the guy was hit and he was not killed. Imagine if he was killed, or if he were killed rather. The commissioner would have come forward as well, just as he did, to deny that he had in his killing.
So then, what's the stance of the NUJ of the State Council on the matter? We saw a press statement talking about blacklisting the said commissioner in terms of news reporters and all. Later, we saw a picture of the chairman of the NUJ, the chairman correspondent Chapel, as well as some others. And the said victim in one embrace with the alleged attacker. These two are they really adding up at all?
Honestly, what actually transpired was that one of us, because he wanted he wanted to be fair in his report, he put it through court to the commissioner to get his own side of the story. So the guy, because the report had been out there that a journalist was hit by the commissioner, so he was now denying it on the phone, and the guy now said, no, this is what we had. That he should probably come up with his own side of the story so that we can now incorporate it in our report. So along the line, he called the chairman of NUJ, the State Council, then Comrade later, Adebiche. So, and then the NUJ chairman said, okay, when it comes to accurate that, he could just have a stop, but that he should call him. But not knowing that probably the guy was somewhere at Alagbaka, he was close by. So he just drove straight to NUJ secretariat. And lo and behold, all of us were even there, writing our reports for the day because everybody was trying to beat the deadline. So that was how he came in. So when he came in, he just walked straight to where we were. And the man that incident happened to, because the chairman had also invited him so that he could get, a true analysis of action and what actually transpired. So the man had explained to us before the arrival of the commissioner. So the first thing the commissioner said was, "Sir, I didn't do it. I didn't hit him." And the man was sitting right in front of him, denying it. He was swearing. But that, honestly, you can tell that to the Marine. Because one thing I know, that guy, we worked together when I was in Nikiti. That was far back, in 2007 through 2011. You know, though he left there before me. He left, I think, in 2011, and I left in 2012, before I was transferred back to Lagos. So, but one thing I know is that the kind of man he is, I know he will never lie against the man. Then he had nothing to gain from that as a journalist. Why would you lie against a commissioner that he hit you when he didn't? Then the point is this: why would a journalist be manhandled for doing his job? Was it there as a politician? It was there as a journalist.
Is it safe to say the NUJ sacrificed one of its own in the handling of this matter?
No, I wouldn't say that. You see, I guess what NUJ was trying to do was that, okay, you see, when the guy came and denied and begged, you understand, he apologized.
Why did he apologize if he did not do it?
You see, thank you. That is just the point. So he was trying to be smart. He said, yeah, that he didn't hit him. But if my boys hit him, that he was apologizing on behalf of his boys. You understand? So he even denied that if his phone was not collected for him, that he didn't see anything happen to him. But in fact, the man was even angry. He wanted to storm out of that meeting. I mean, the reporter that issue happened to, he was angry. He wanted to storm out twice. But because he was trying to respect every one of us that were seated there, that it should be an insult for him to walk out on us. So that was why, in fact, I could see his eyes turned red, you know, because the guy was lying against him right in his presence, denying that he didn't hit him, denying that his phone was not collected for him. And we found out, we saw it, that thing had been destroyed. The camera of that phone was no longer working.
All right. You know, elections in Nigeria are usually intense and violence prone anyway, which puts the reporter most times at risk of violence. But in situations where things like this happen, where there's an attack on a journalist, what can ADJ do, for instance, in this particular matter, to make sure that it doesn't happen, you know, to another journalist, or doesn't become a recurrent occurrence?
Honestly, to me, see, if I were to suggest to NUJ on what to do about that case, the first thing they should do is to drag the man to court. Let him go and prove himself. We should forget about the relationship between us and the state government. You understand? But that's the angle from which they are looking at it, that, okay, we didn't want to strain the relationship between NUJ and the state. So it won't appear that the state government is, the governor, let me put it that way, that is the one who sent that man, because the governor, I mean the commissioner, is an agent of the governor. That is the way we say it, you know, because he was the one who appointed him. So, you see, fighting him will appear as if we are fighting the governor. You understand? So, but to me,
but what of petitioning him to the governor?
Okay, so yeah, actually, the NUJ release, the first release, you know, where the guy was asked to be blacklisted by all the media houses. Yeah, they asked the governor to get that issue investigated. You understand? So, but the next thing that NUJ should do after dragging him to court is by blacklisting him, just as we said, and probably tell the governor too that if he doesn't take action quickly, we can blacklist his government. You understand? See, let's be sincere with ourselves. It's because of the people. That is why we are writing or reporting all these things. I had worked in a state. I won't be specific now, because of the attitude of the chief press secretary of that government. I decided not to write reports about the state government for some time. Yeah, there are reports out there. We are not mouthpiece of the state of the government. We are not their megaphone. You understand? So let them go and establish their own organizations that will do that. And you know that people will not take them seriously, because when they don't see such reports in those privately owned organizations, you understand? So they wouldn't believe them. They would just believe, okay, oh, they are just telling us what they want us to know. You understand? So that is what I will have suggested to NUJ to do. And I guess not until someone is being prosecuted and probably jailed for attacking a journalist while carrying out this, you see, legitimate assignment, I think that is then that is when we are going to have less such incidents in our society. And don't forget, a lot of journalists are being killed. It's all over the world, even at the front, at the war front. Some of us go to war front and they got shot in the process. You understand? So
now, from the vantage position of experience, the recent and so long ago, how can we just sieve up some pitfalls to avoid when covering election, to avoid such an embarrassing situation like that of Saturday?
Yeah, you see, at a point I was even wondering, though I'm yet to talk to Mr. Tayo Ikujuni, that is the Assistant Editor-in-Chief of NAN. So when we see later in the day, I'm still thinking of asking him how he got to know that he was taking shots, But one thing is this: when you look at the environment, I know he's well experienced. Probably, if they were not looking wild or weird, so you just believe they would take his shot, you understand? Not knowing that someone somewhere is angry. He didn't want them to know what is happening there. He told us about what happened at that place, you understand? He asked questions.
Okay. What did he tell you happened at that place?
Thank you. Let me see. The APC gubernatorial, this is the gubernatorial primary that they just finished, concluded. The guy got there. There were complaints that, okay, the electoral materials didn't leave the distribution point, which is at a particular hotel in Dapo Estate. So now when he got to that place, he already saw them killed, and he was wondering that they wanted to do it was this in option A4 thing that they were doing, that everyone will line up behind the candidates and then they count. So he now saw them that they wanted to do that. They wanted to start counting. After he had discovered that the electoral material had not even arrived at that polling unit. So he then, as he said, he talked to the INEC official that was on ground, and the person also confirmed that the electoral material had not happened. So I guess, because they saw him now asking questions from people, so that was when they got irritated, and then along the line, that was when they manhandled him. Even the commissioner was saying that he asked him who he was. He said, actually, that he had not met him before. Now, you said he should identify himself, and he even brought out his ID card and showed it to you, and you confirmed that he was a journalist. Though he lied to us. That is the way I would put it. He lied to us that he walked away immediately he saw that he was a journalist. So how come? So if you walked away, if you are denying that, okay, you walked away, that you didn't hit him, then your boys who later came to attack him, you were definitely the one who ordered them to do that. So now, how do we do the job in such a situation? Okay, yeah, you can steal your shots. Then you just put your ears to the ground, not necessarily talking to anyone, per se. Then you can also look at someone who you believe that is yet to identify you. You just walk up to him or her and probably ask one or two questions quickly, and you take off. So now with that, people won't be able to, you won't be susceptible to attack, let me put that way. So then, you see, come to think of it, there was a case like that I went for in a bank. I learned someone had made withdrawal, that lady perpetrated certain fraud in a bank when I was in Ekiti. So when I got to the bank keeper, after I got my scoop, I now got there, tried to ask questions on the counter, but the man denied me. He said, no, please call our Lagos office. I said, okay. And I walked out. I didn't do as if that I was still curious about that issue. I just walked out. By the time I got to the man at the gate, the secretary, I just quickly talked to him first. I said, oh, so. And the man already gave me what I wanted. He told me where the station the person was taken to, and went straight there. He had already described to me the color of the cloth the person was wearing. So getting to the station, I didn't even bother to ask the policeman. I saw the person right there. You understand? So most of these things, we don't need to let people know who we are. Yeah, Mr. Tayo Kujini is well experienced. So I believe that it was because he didn't suspect he would be attacked. That was why he was doing his things, openly.
In that case, don't you think NUJ and different media organizations, they have a long way to go in training their staff, on a reportage like this?
Yeah, not NUJ alone. I guess even
That's
each media houses. Yeah, you're right. Media houses, and then some of them have been doing it. NUJ have been doing that, to at least collaborating with some organizations like IPC, International Press Center, and some organizations like that have they've been teaching us on some things, on how to do our jobs properly, most especially during election period. And by the time Ondo State election is drawing nearer, and I believe very soon they will start coming to the stage to come and give us some tidbits.
These are days where you find every Tom, Dick, and Harry namings of journalists. In fact, on those State Council, I still remember very well, put up a task force to what of this
I remember that.
I do remember now. So, how do we therefore fight against this mistaken identity that could be a product of the infiltration of quacks into the profession?
Honestly, the committee that was put together by NUJ, that should be about 3 years ago, or more than 3 years. I said it's about 4 or 5 years ago that we put together. So I'm a member of that committee, and we sent even during this APC primary, we sent out a report warning those quacks to stay away from Ondo State, because we learned that some of them have arrived. And then what we are now trying to do is that whoever we get arrested, we hand them over to the police or to any of the security agencies to get them prosecuted. Because if someone takes money, because what they usually do, they don't do the job. They only feign doing the job. You understand? What they do, they put mic into your mouth with a camera that is not even rolling. You understand? Or a midget that is not even rolling. They put it to your mouth, and you, as an unsuspected person, you just tell them whatever they want. And now, where people out there, particularly politicians, should suspect is that when they start asking for money, no trained journalist, no authentic journalist will ask you for money after carrying out his duty. No way. He won't ask you. So, but when you now see people, because these people, that is their trademark, they ask you for money and they will tell you, oh, by tomorrow your material will be on a website, you will find it on the television station and other stuff. Lo and behold, you tune into Osrc, you won't find them there. Mind you, they've carried a mic with the logo of Osrc. And probably they will be putting on a jacket.
Impersonation?
Yeah, with the inscription of Osrc. Now you see that back at home, tuning your TV to Osrc, only not to find the material there. And now you will call the GM. Your boys, you understand, did this to me. Then the GM will be wondering. He will now ask, who went to that assignment? You now discover the person who went there was a woman, but the person who interviewed that man was a man. So that is where the problem lies. So what we are out to do is to pick those ones and get them slammed behind the bar. And when we do that, when they see that is happening, they will stay away. Another thing is, then our colleagues too will tell them, we educated. Don't ever, because most of these people, because they know you as a journalist, they walk up to you, they try to make friends with you. You understand? You know, and you may not even suspect that is what they want to do. Only what they will just do is they use you to have access to those people. By the time you have finished your job and you are gone, they will now come back to say, "Oh, money for us."
The instances too where some of these unscrupulous fellows, impersonate a particular individual. Haven't you been to events before where you hear someone identify himself as someone, as a member of staff of the organization where you work, and you've been wondering, so Sunday is now fair. You've been wondering. So it happens a lot of times.
It happened to me.
It happened to me.
I was at the Dome. So when one of my friends took me to the man who came from Abuja, he said, okay, he was looking for independent this much. Now we walk up to him. And my friend said, oh, this man. The man said, no. But the guy had come before. We now saw the name of independent on the list on his hand. But by the time we look at him, we couldn't see anybody,
Well, sad commentary, you must say, but then I think when we look at issues like this, we must be dispassionate about it. And also look at the pros and cons. As we're looking at these bad eggs, don't you think there's also the need to also challenge journalists on vigilance, on forthrightness, on enhanced professionalism?
Yes, that is true. I must confess to you that among ourselves, whenever we gather, we talk to ourselves. At times when any of us, commit mistakes, we try to put them right. Oh, look, you shouldn't have done that. This is the way you should have gone about it. You understand? So, and then we always talk to people about their dignity. That self-dignity. You say, if anybody mentions your name, then people should say, oh, this kind of person. You understand? Not that you will be afraid, so that then you don't dent the image of the people doing the job, let me put it that way. Because, you see, there was a case that someone was saying that, okay, he invited some journalists, but when he saw someone, he said, no, I'm not sure this person is a journalist because of the way he dressed. You understand? So, I said, no, he wouldn't have it. Please call me real journalist. So when those people arrived, the new set of people that they invited, they said, yes, I know, these are journalists. You understand? By their look. You understand? Even before they brought out their ID card. He didn't even give that first person that advantage of checking his ID card to prove whether he is or not. So we are also talking to ourselves that we should know how we do the job. Then we should be seen. We should be and should be seen as unbiased umpire. You understand? That is just it. Like you don't say because people were complaining about certain issues and you now take side. Yeah, we all know that. Yeah, when we are saying that we are being objective, when we could be subjective at least to a certain extent.
All right. This question I want to ask in two ways. Two questions in one. Okay. For instance, climbing down on the bad eggs, so to speak, yes, it's necessary to sanitize the profession. But then some would want to argue that what about an independent person who wants to freelance, who has applied for the job, who has good writing skills, hears for the news and hires for details, who wants to do it alone? Won't the union be clamping on such person's right, to do that? And also, do NUJ have to expose the move around during electioneering process to identify fake journalists? Those are the two questions after.
Yeah. To the first question, now anyone who decides to operate on his own, NUJ is not forcing everyone to come and be under that umbrella.
Okay.
But the point is this, you must be seen as doing the job the way it should be done. That person is not a criminal, you understand? Because the fear is that if anyone uses that profession, let me put it that way, to commit a crime out there. One thing I'm sure of is that whoever is the victim will find his way to AUJ. So when he comes around, then we tell the person that, look, this person is not a member of AUJ. But the only thing we can say, if it's someone that we've known, we will surely identify with the person and that will say that, yes, he's doing his job. Then we ask what actually transpired. You understand? We want to know the exact thing that happened. So it's not that NUJ is forcing every human being that is practicing journalism to come under that umbrella. But it is safer to be under that umbrella. Now, come to think of it, someone came from Abuja. I think about 2 ladies, they came from Abuja recently. They walked up to the NUJ chairman and they were saying that, please, we want to cover these primaries. And he said, okay, are you a member of the NUJ? They lied. He then said, okay, could you please call your council chairman in Abuja so that I can talk, so that he can talk to me, so that I will be able to know, he can identify you, so that I can give you whatever assistance I can. They couldn't. And they walked away. So it's like that. So that is the advantage of that. So if they come around, so they can easily, get assistance from us. Then, too, the other way, during the election, just as I said, I'm a member of that security task force. So what we do, we go out. So whenever we get to any assignment, we look for them. You understand? Yes, people will surely come with gadgets. They will show you. In fact, they will appear more authentic than an OSRC, reporter and cameraman. In fact, they may carry a camera that the camera will be even more expensive than the one the OSRC cameraman is carrying. But the point is this: are we going to see that thing either online or wherever? So what we try to do is, okay, we agree that you are this. Show us your documents. We get, ID card could be forged anywhere. Anybody can just concoct that. But you have to tell us. Show us your previous works. Where do we go to search for that online? I don't need to get to Abuja before I see whatever is happening on your TV station. If you tell me that you are working on a certain TV station, it's a matter of going online. We just do it right there and we check. So that is what we do. One, we don't like embarrassing people, and we don't do blanket, blackouts. Let me put it that way. We try to find out. We check. We cross-check. You understand? So that is.
So in other words, you don't have issues with people practicing independently,
no.
As long as they don't identify as a member of the union when they are not, and as long as they have a platform where they are actually going to publish those stories.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Mr. Wodesh, I have to thank you very much for sharing these thoughts with us on this program. We also wish the NUJ well in handling matters such as this.
I would rather say I'm very, very grateful, at least for being so concerned with us. Though we belong to the same, we are the same family, but at times some people will look away like that. So for giving us this opportunity to even talk about this, I really appreciate it. And I thank you for the management of OSRC.
You're very much welcome, everyone. This is why we say very big thank you to you for being part of the conversation this morning. Of course, once in a while like this, we must also beam searchlight on the activities of the media. So we're not just looking at others, while we're also not taking good care of what it is that we also do. Thank you so much, everyone. For my colleague, Olashalebida.
Yes, it's been a nice ride on AM today. This man, I think, they have gotten us up for the day. So Wednesday is going to be another day. Hope to see you.
I hope you're riding in the CNG bus. All right, everyone, let's do this again Wednesday morning, God willing. I am Sunday Kolawole. Enjoy the rest of the day. Good.